Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm ever-loving host Shorty, and today we're going on Warhammer again. Because why not? Well, I can tell you why not. Because I've reviewed Warhammer fairly recently, and I genuinely did kind of play around with the idea of like, you know what, it's just going to be Warhammer. But it is a totally different creative team, so I thought let's look at some differences and like what you can do within the same universe. And to start with, I have to remind people or let them know if they've not seen the videos or listened to reviews or done anything like that the previous Warhammer 40,000 one ended up being one of the best things I'd read the year it came out. This isn't just because it's Warhammer, although I do like the universe. It came down to a creative team that's kind of like a dream team for me. You had Jason Burrows on art, who's a fantastic artist, a kind of guy who I will, like, if vaguely interested in a comic book, his name on it will tip the needle to me checking it out. He's got like an eye for detail and violence and action, which are just absolutely superb and perfectly in keeping with the Warhammer 40,000 universe. On the writing team, you had Kieran Gillen, who is one of the greatest writers I'm currently reading, and he's a massive Warhammer fan and a gamer geek as well, so it kind of made sense. Those two people together would be brilliant. Now, the problem we have with this one is it's people I don't really know very well. So, I suppose it's not a problem that I don't know them. It means I go in with like any kind of biases or anything. But you've got Turun Grönbeck as the writer, and Edgar Salazar as the artist. Now, Edgar Salazar, I think I have seen some of his stuff before, and we'll start by talking about that because it's just brilliant. It's not quite got the same attention to detail. It's a little bit scruffier, but I like that. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that kind of rough scratched art style is very much what I like. When it comes down to the battle scene, which there is just the one in the Warhammer 40,000 Sisters of Battle comic book, but it is brilliant. He manages to keep the action moving enough that it's constantly interesting and it's dragging you around on the page, but not in a kind of way that's confusing or doesn't make any sense. The timing of it is fantastic. You get a sense of people like waiting for certain points before they act and react, and then it goes into almost like brutal panel by panel almost. What's the I've forgotten the word of the strobe lighting. That's it. Strobe lighting, kind of like the action. You just see a still frame, then a still frame, but really, really quick. It's brilliantly done. The writing, however, is lacking a little something, and that is a weird thing to say when it comes to Warhammer 40,000. But it's the humor, because the universe is so dark, so oppressive, where the apparent good guys in this universe are fascist capitalists. Having them as the good guys, and that kind of like disconnect between what we expect in the real world compared to this massive, over-the-top, grim, dark, horrific future, that disconnect kind of has to make sense. And one of the reasons it does is because really good writers will kind of lean into how ridiculous it is. Gillen did this in little bits of like a thought for the day in data slates and odd little touches here and there. Just enough to stop you taking it like 100% seriously. You're still reading a comic book about giant mechanized super soldiers. It's fine if you think it's a bit daft and you want to have a laugh with it. Cool. The Sisters of Battle, however, don't get that kind of overt silliness, or at least not in a way that I think is done to be silly. There's a bit of character design in this, and I don't think it's just for this comic book. I think if you look at various other Sisters of Battle choices, it would not seem at all strange. Part of the Warhammer thing. It is either designed by or for the appreciation of teenage boys. So, boob skulls, because of course, boob skulls. But it doesn't play that light. It doesn't play it as a joke. It literally is like, that's the way this world is. And I can't help but feel that there's something a bit lacking there. The actual story is great. The story is basically the sisters have been sent to go and rescue somebody on a world that is dealing with a chaos incursion, because it's Warhammer 40,000, of course it is. And the sisters have somebody who's an initiate who used to live on that world, and they're going to try and figure out what's going on. But the mother's sent them down doesn't really know what's going on. The Inquisitor, or the Witch Hunter, I think it might be, who wants one of his men rescued, seems to be expecting something that they're not entirely sure they can deliver, and that kind of intrigue backwards and forwards between what's going on the planet, what people are talking about above, and then when we find out the evil person who's organizing it all is a very nice take on what you can do really well in Warhammer 40,000. Betrayal upon intrigue. It's done fantastically. The dialogue is sharp, but maybe not as naturalistic, but I'm not entirely sure the naturalistic dialogue would work in Warhammer 40,000. I think you kind of need over-the-top declarative, bold statements of intent and heresy and the like. Otherwise, it's going to not feel authentic to the world. Again, the kind of silliness of it will come into that. But if you just want the comic book review, you can go now. It's cool. We got some extra stuff in this week as well. On my new comic book day video, did show these off, but if you're here for Warhammer, I might as well show you these too. I'm going to try and get this on our website later on today, because search Ka-Pow Comics UK, and in fact it's kapowcomicsuk.com, I think. And we have a store. I'm going to put some stuff up there because we have in Necrons, either paint your own or fully gored up, covered in flesh anyway. It's brilliant, but even better, an actual, these are heavy. Space Marine, I believe this is, yes, Blood Angels. Woo! But there is very little in the way of chapter specifics on the paint your own one. So we sold these and you can paint your own chapter colors on them. How cool is that? Like I said, they're not on the website yet because I've come in this morning and had like a lot to do. So I'm running a little bit late today. But check us out. I'm going to try and get some of the stuff on the back wall here up on the website as well. The signed stuff, top row there, they're already on there. So go and check it out, and if you see anything you like, you can make a purchase. But remember, that's not why I do these reviews. I'm literally because I love reviewing comic books. But you know, if I make some money on the side, who's going to complain? Anyway, that's it for me today. I'm going to come back tomorrow with Eat the Rich because that's one of my own pull lists, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it lives up to it. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye. Alexa.